When I was in school, bullying was very common. I never had any problems with traditional bullying. I never got picked on the bus or had my lunch money stolen. But one day after school, I was playing a brand new game on my iPod Touch. It was the coolest game. I raced bikes against other people and I was really good at it. So what's not to like, right? So this day, I opened the game and I realized that I had several messages from one of the people I was playing against. I opened those messages, scrolled through them, and I found one particular message that read, "You're ugly. Very ugly." I had been careless. I connected my Facebook account to the game so anyone could see my profile, even if they didn't know me. I deleted the game immediately, and I hid in my room for the rest of the night because I was horrified that someone would say this to me when they didn't even know me and I had done nothing to provoke them. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but to a young adult where anything and everything can make or break self-esteem, it really hurt. Now, I don't tell you this story to make you feel bad for me, or even to show that bullying through technology is bad, even though it is. The point is, cyberbullying is worse than traditional bullying. Bullying is defined as a blustering, quarrelsome, overbearing person who habitually badgers and intimidates smaller or weaker people. Cyberbullying is defined simply as bullying through technology. One of the most harmful aspects of cyberbullying is the anonymity. Traditional bullying, everyone knows who the bully is because they can see them, they can hear them, they can touch them. In my experience, if it was traditional bullying, I would have known who the bully was. They had an identity. However, in my experience, the only person who knew what had happened to me was me. An article was written on this debate by Fabio Sticca. He said potentially anyone can be the bully, including friends or other trusted people. Anonymity also increases the level of frustration, insecurity, fear, and powerlessness among the victims. There's no way to know who's on the other side of that computer screen. The cyberbully knows this, therefore putting no restriction on the words that they will say to a victim. On social media, all you need is a valid email address, and a username, which could be anything, will be the only means of identification. Along with anonymity, there are no time and no location boundaries. All you need is internet connection, which, if we're being honest, is not hard to come by in the world we live in today. In an article written by John Ronson, he tells a story about this woman. Her name is Justine Sacco. Justine Sacco was on her way to Africa, and just as she departed from the flight, she sent out a tweet that said, "Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white." As soon as she landed, she had countless notifications. Her tweet was everywhere. Anywhere she was, no matter what continent she was on, she was the victim to hundreds of comments from people all over the world. Home used to be a safe haven. If there's one good thing about traditional bullying, the time period is very strict, whereas cyberbullying, it doesn't matter when or where or why or how the bully says what they say, the message can and will be sent. A common belief is that traditional bullying is worse than cyberbullying because it involves physical harm, whereas cyberbullying is only verbal and emotional harm. Something powerful was said by Kimberly Mason as she was educating people in school environments, and she says, "Suicidal ideations, eating disorders, and chronic illness have beleaguered many of the victims of cyberbullying. In addition, many victims are depressed, which may perpetuate into adulthood. Physical wounds will heal." As this quote points out, depression and emotional scars can last into adulthood, and I would add that they will last a lifetime. I'm going to show you a clip from the ABC Family film titled Cyberbully. The girl in the video is a cyberbullying victim just before she attempts to commit suicide.
I don't know why everybody hates me so much, but maybe I do. I hate me too.
I want to repeat what this woman says in this film. She says, "I don't know why everybody hates me so much. Or maybe I do, because now I hate me too." Hearing this kind of statement from a victim shows just how much self-loathe can develop because of cyberbullying. Though there is no physical trauma, the emotional abuse leads to self-harm. Neither is acceptable, but I would argue that emotional abuse that leads to self-harm is more dangerous and long-lasting than the physical harm of traditional bullying. Because cyberbullying is so hard to stop, there are different approaches to prevention and solution. There are laws that make cyberbullying illegal, but proof must be required with a screenshot or a printout of the cyberbullying. Though law is the only punishment, every user can be the method of prevention. We, as young adults who are constantly on the internet, need to be aware of cyberbullying. Awareness and lack of participation can be the first step. Now, one negative comment is still harmful, but less harmful than one negative comment followed by thousands of comments egging on the original comment. Without participation, the bully doesn't get the entertainment or the pleasure of their attacking of the other individuals. We are exposed daily to cyberbullying. We have the power to stand up to this faceless bully and stop them in their tracks. Although completely stopping cyberbullying is unlikely, everyone can be the method of lessening and prevention. Thank you.